Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, where the Dordt Defenders have defeated Northwestern in Great Plains Athletic Conference women's basketball play. And for those of you watching online, you are seeing right now a bird's eye view as President Eric Hoekstra is recognizing Ross Dalma, the athletic director at Dordt, who will be concluding his time at Dordt University in December. And he will be moving to a position with a veil in Minneapolis or the Twin Cities area. And Ross started as the men's basketball coach here and has served for the last several seasons, last several years as athletic director here at Dordt University. So that is what is happening on your screen right now. He and his wife, Sean, being recognized. And as I've said before, Ross and I go back a long, long time, back in another lifetime, back in the 90s. He was a young head coach at Hartley Melvin Sanborn High School. I was a sports director at a small radio station in Sheldon, Iowa, and we hosted a breakfast coaches show on Saturday mornings, and Ross was always up for it as he would visit, and I know Hy-Vee is a sponsor with Sioux County Radio, so I can say it was Hy-Vee, although in a different town, and really enjoyed our time together. And little did I know, several years later, he and I would cross paths once again when we needed a men's basketball coach, and he was up for the challenge, and what a ride it has been, and nothing but our best wishes for Ross Dalma and his wife Sean and their family as they adjust to what is next for them in terms of their career, Ross's career, and by extension their family. Let's take a closer look at the matchup between these two teams. First of all, for the Northwestern Red Raiders under Coach Chris Korver, they're undefeated. 6-0 overall, 2-0 in the conference. 3 of Northwestern's wins are by single digits. They have conference wins over Concordia 78-74 and Jamestown 74-61. Northwestern has scored less than 70 once. That was 69 against Bellevue. And they haven't scored more than 78 points. They've been the model of consistency. They have limited 3 teams to 61 or fewer points. They're outscoring teams 74-63. They're outshooting teams 46-38%. They're out-rebounding teams 40-36. They are giving up 7.9 three-pointers per game while converting 6.5. They are outshooting teams from the three-point arc 34-31 and committing 13 turnovers while forcing 14. Alex Van Kalsbeek averages 16.8 points per game with 6 rebounds. Craig Sturck is at 13.7 points per game. Dylan Carlson is at 12.7 points per contest. Zach Lefebvre is at 10.7. Keaton Mosher and Caleb Booth are at 7.8 and 7.5 points per game, respectively. For the Dordt Defenders, 7-2 overall, 2-1 in the conference. The Defenders have losses to Viterbo and Morningside. That loss to Morningside last Tuesday, 103-88. Dordt scored at least 81 points in 8 games this year and 88 or more 6 times. Dordt's outscoring teams 91-76, outshooting teams 50-44%, rebounds dead even 37 apiece. Three-pointers made per game 8.1 to 8.1. Three-point shooting percentage 37-31. Turnovers per game, Dordt 15. Forcing 15, and opponents giving it up 11 times. Northwestern with the basketball as we get started. Caleb Booth passes over to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek gives it up. Sturck in the lane. His shot is good. So Craig Sturck with a 2-point bucket, starting the scoring for Northwestern. And Northwestern grabs the early 2-0 lead with the basketball. Bryce Kopic on the elbow, drives in, and he is fouled. And Bryce will go to the free throw line, and he will shoot 2 free throws. So the foul called against Caleb Booth. And Caleb Booth, a 6-foot sophomore from Carroll. Starting lineup for the Defenders, Luke Rankin, 5'10 junior from Grimes. Bryce Kopic, 5'11 senior from Haywarden. Lucas Lorenzen, 6'4 sophomore from Milford. Jake Hargan, 6'3 freshman from Greenville, Iowa, and Ben Fairclough, 6'8 junior from Perth, Australia. For Northwestern, Caleb Booth, 6' sophomore from Carroll. 6'2 senior from Ankeny is Dylan Carlson. Craig Sturck is a 6'7 senior from McBain, Michigan. Zach Lefebvre, 6'5 junior from Elkhorn, Nebraska, and Alex Van Kalsbeek, 6'6 sophomore from Sheldon, rounds out the starting lineup. He missed a large portion of last season with a foot injury that required surgery. And so Van Kalsbeek getting back into it after nearly a year off from competitive play. Dordt tied it with the 2-point bucket by Kopic. And Lorenzen with the shot from straight on. He missed it, no good, and we're tied 2-2. 2-2-hour score. Caleb Booth brings the basketball into the front court. Booth will spot up, put up a three, and hit it. Caleb Booth with the 3-point bucket. Northwestern back in front, 5-2. Answering with a three is Ben Fairclough. Fairclough knots it at 5-5. Ben Fairclough ties it up 5-5. With the basketball out front, Caleb Booth. Booth with it on the wing. Booth back over to Lefebvre. Lefebvre nearly throws it away. It's picked up by Dylan Carlson. Carlson with it on the wing. Carlson back over to Sturck. Sturck shot no good. Rebound Lefebvre. Lefebvre put back good. Zach Lefebvre has had a pretty good start to this year, averaging double figures. Three-pointer answering is Connor Milliken, so the defender's going with a different starting lineup tonight. I made an assumption I shouldn't have. Dordt leads 8-7, so Connor Milliken for Jake Hargens in the starting lineup. Here's Van Kalsbeek in the lane. His shot no good, and the rebound controlled by the defenders. Coming up with the basketball, Luke Rankin. Rankin with it out front. He spots up. Three from the top of the key. Too strong, no good. Rebound taken away by Kopic. Kopic has it deflected as he passed it to Fairclough. Picked up by Fairclough again. Fairclough with the basketball. Fairclough looking, comes back over to Kopic. Kopic tests the water, swiped away by Sturck on the dig down. Sturck with the basket. This is Lefebvre. Lefebvre spins into the lane, back outside Caleb Booth. Booth back over to Carlson. Carlson three, missed it, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Dordt. Dordt with the basketball. Out front with it is Fairclough. Fairclough to Kopic. Kopic lost it on the pass. Intended across court, and it's taken away by Caleb Booth. Booth with the basketball, and Booth will walk it into the front court. Defenders leading 8-7. Northwestern basketball, though, as they look to respond. Here's Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek shot blocked by Fairclough, but a foul on the play called on Ben Fairclough. That's foul number one on Ben, and going to the free throw line will be Alex Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek is an 86% free throw shooter. So Van Kalsbeek early on, he's a matchup issue. First free throw rolls around and drops through. Before the foot injury, he was as explosive a player as I've seen in the conference in the post. He makes it look pretty easy. Coming back, this is my first look at him since his resumption. The early thought, might not have the snap that he had, but he's still pretty good. Offside pass, it goes to Lorenzen. Lorenzen with it off the bounce. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Milliken. Milliken back to Fairclough. Fairclough ball fake. Comes back over to Rankin. Rankin elbow jumper. Good. Luke Rankin whispers one through, and the defenders lead it 10-9. 16:20 remaining first half. For the basketball, Caleb Booth. Booth goes over to Sturck. Sturck to Van Kalsbeek on the wing. Van Kalsbeek, just a sophomore in terms of eligibility because of that missed season last year. He played a few games, but the foot injury kept him out. Rankin with the basketball after the rebound is secured, and Craig Sturck commits the personal foul. Craig Sturck, an interesting story as well for Northwestern. Graduated actually a couple of years ago. Back at Northwestern, taking full advantage of his, now I believe, the COVID year. I think he is done after this season, but who knows at this point with any players. It gets harder and harder to keep track. Dordt with the basketball, 10-9 our score. Rankin with it on the dribble. Comes back over to Milliken. Milliken drives in, sidesteps a player, lays it up with the right hand, good. Connor Milliken with 5, and the defenders extend the lead to 12-9. 12-9 our score. Northwestern basketball, right-hand side it goes Lefebvre. Lefebvre three, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Lorenzen with the dribble, right side, gets his man up in the air, and Sturck commits the foul, and that's going to be number 2 on Craig Sturck. So Northwestern's going to have to navigate a little bit of foul trouble. Keaton Mosier, a 6'10 senior from Hull, Iowa, will check into the ball game. So I'm looking at Craig Sturck's career. He started at Northwestern in 2018-19. So this is his 5th season. He has played in 118 games. He did not play in the 2021-22 school year. For his career, this is his 118th game. He's averaged 14 points a game, has over 1,600. A couple of free throws made for Lucas Lorenzen, 75% free throw shooter, and the defenders lead 14-9. Northwestern basketball, Lefebvre. Lefebvre with it on the wing, comes back right side over to Booth. Booth with the basketball. He's from Carroll, Iowa. Comes out front to Mosier. Mosier back to Booth. Booth bounce pass, pocket pass to Mosier. Mosier with a 2-point bucket. Mosier with his first 2 points. He comes in averaging just a skosh under 8 points per game. Milliken's pass deflected. He ends up with it. Shot by Lorenzen, no good. Tapped out by Milliken. Controlled by Van Kalsbeek on the rebound. Here comes Lefebvre. Lefebvre loses it. Here comes Milliken. Milliken with the basketball. Milliken, Rankin. Rankin drives in. Layup left hand good. Luke Rankin with a 2-point bucket. The assist from Milliken, and the defenders lead 16-11. 14-20 left to play in the first half. Booth with the basketball. Lefebvre rolls it down low for Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek, baby hook, good. He's got 4. Can't let him catch it that easily if you're Dordt. With it on the left-hand side, Rankin directing traffic, looking, gives to Fairclough. Fairclough with it. Fairclough back over to Kopic. Kopic at the top of the key. Kopic over to Rankin. Rankin gives it up left side, Milliken. Milliken with the basketball, Fairclough. Fairclough out front, Kopic. Kopic, 17-footer, missed it right, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Northwestern. Coming away with the basketball was Lefebvre. He gave it off to Carlson. Carlson, 3, no good. Rebound, Kopic up and running is Rankin. Rankin on the fly, comes back right side. Lorenzen all the way down to the baseline. Cut off, Milliken. Milliken swings it around top of the key, Rankin. Rankin shakes right, goes left. On the elbow, 17-footer, good. Luke Rankin with 6. Dordt leads 18-13. 13-20 left to play first half. A fast-moving first half of basketball. So Caleb Booth with it. He goes right side to Lefebvre. Lefebvre back to Booth. Booth with the basketball out front. Booth guarded there by Kopic. Pass left side over to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek mid-range jumper good. He's got 6. Dordt leads 18-15. So a 3-point advantage for the defenders. Lorenzen shows it, decides against it. He's guarded by Carlson. Back over to Kopic. They switch out front. Comes back to Rankin. Rankin, Fairclough. Fairclough 3 from the wing. Missed it, no good. And the rebound is tapped out of bounds. Last touched by the defenders. It'll be Northwestern basketball. With 12:44 left to play in the first half. Dordt leading 18-15. So Dordt will retreat defensively. Jackson Lusher on the floor along with Xavier Van Beek and Jake Hargens. And now Northwestern will bring the basketball up the floor. Hunter Berry with it. Berry goes high post Mosier. Mosier goes left side Geddes. Geddes with the basketball. Carlson. Carlson 3 misses wide, no good. Rebound taken away by Hargens. Hargens with the basketball. Hargens with it across the timeline. Picks up the dribble back over to Kopic. Kopic pocket pass to Hargens, and Hargens is blocked on the play. Doug Vatava underneath making the call. He's on the whistle. Haven't seen Doug much in recent years. We'll get the other officials in just a moment. Dordt turns it over on the inbounds play, and coming up with it is Hunter Berry. Berry passes right side Carlson. Carlson over the glass, good. Dylan Carlson with a 2-point bucket. It's 18-17. 18-17 our score. Ty Van Essen on the floor for the defenders right now. He gives it up to Kopic. Kopic out front to Van Beek. Van Beek for the basketball. He goes right side Lusher. Jackson shows it. He's going to take it in against Mosier. Jackson with the basketball, spins, right-handed hook, short, no good, and a foul called on the rebound on Jake Hargens. So our officials today, Doug Vitava, I think we saw him down at the Pentagon, Jacob Hers, and Kurt Spalmer. Those are your sheriffs today. Right side pass, it goes Mosier. Mosier gives it up left side to Barry. Barry with the basketball. Carlson, Dordt with a 1-point lead, 18-17. Carlson fading away off 1 foot, shot no good. Rebound ripped down by Hargens. He passes it ahead to Van Beek. Van Beek stops on the left-hand side. Passes down into the block, Van Essen. Van Essen squaring up. Van Essen comes back outside. On the floor, Marcus Kelderman for Northwestern. Three-pointer by Kopic, no good, and the rebound is cleared by Connor Geddes. Geddes with the basketball. Geddes passes back over to Barry. Barry to Mosier. Mosier out front, Geddes. Geddes to Carlson. Carlson thought about pulling the trigger, instead goes right side. This is Geddes. Geddes down to the block, Mosier. Mosier against Lusher. Kick out pass, 5 to shoot, 3 on the way, good. Hunter Berry with the 3-point bucket, and the Dordt defenders trail 20-18. Northwestern on a 7-0 run. Left side it goes Hargens. Hargens back outside, Ty 3, good. Ty Van Essen with the 3-point bucket, and the Dordt defender lead is 21-20. 21-20 our score. Hunter Berry with it in between the circles. And we've got a foul called on the ball. That's going to go against the defenders. Ty Van Essen whistled for the personal. That's number 1 on him. 21-20. And Marcus Kelderman will inbound the basketball. Kelderman from Boyden, Iowa, prepped at Boyden Hall. Spent time at Truman State, transferred to Northwestern, and now we have a push-off called on Hunter Berry. Berry whistled for foul number 1. So the defenders with a 21-20 lead, 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 10-10 remaining to be exact. Hargens gets the ball inbounded to Rankin. Rankin will walk it across half court, right-hand side over near the DU Cross logo. Pass to to Lorenzen. Lorenzen, Hargens. Hargens posting up. Hargens going to work down low and has it stripped out of bounds by Hunter Berry, the senior from Bolivar, Missouri. 21-20 defenders by 1. Luke Rankin throwing it in, gets it into Van Essen. Van Essen shot over Kelderman, no good, and the rebound is cleared by Northwestern. Northwestern with a basketball. This is Berry. Hunter Berry, Lefebvre. Lefebvre to Geddes. Geddes with the basketball. Geddes comes back over to Berry. Berry throws it, has it right side. Now comes back to Lefebvre. Mishandled it. Gets it back over to Kelderman. Ball's down on the floor and finally corralled by Lusher. Lusher with the basketball, Rankin. Rankin, Lusher. Lusher with it. Lusher into the paint, and it's swiped away by Berry. Hunter Berry comes away with a loose basketball. Berry active with his hands, knocks it away, and it is Northwestern basketball. They pass to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, high post, Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek, Lefebvre. Lefebvre into the corner. Nothing there. This is Geddes. Geddes, Van Kalsbeek, 17-footer good. 8 for Van Kalsbeek. Dordt trails 22-21. Ty Van Essen with the basketball. Van Essen goes right side Hargens. Neither team has used a timeout yet. Van Essen back outside it goes Hargens. Hargens with it. Hargens drives in, and we've got a blocking foul called on Marcus Kelderman. Kelderman trying to set up to take the charge. Gets whistled for the personal foul. Reminder that our pregame and postgame shows brought to you all season long by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. You can visit them at wirelessworld.com. 22-21 Northwestern by a point. Rankin inbound the basketball right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Comes back over to Lusher. Lusher gives it up This is Fairclough. Fairclough to Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Splits the defense. Off of the glass, no good. Gets it back. He's dug down on, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dordt. It'll be Northwestern basketball. So Northwestern has the basketball. And Northwestern has it. They go right side. This is Lefebvre. Lefebvre looking. Lefebvre back out front. Goes into the corner. Geddes. Geddes looking down low for Van Kalsbeek. He'll pull the trigger on a three. Missed it. No good. Rebound Hargens. Hargens gets it away to Rankin. 8:10 remaining. Rankin with the basketball. Rankin passes left side. Comes back out front to Lusher. Lusher with it on the wing. Lusher driving in. Nothing there. Back over to Fairclough on the right side beyond the three-point line. Backing up is Lorenzen. He crab walks into the lane. His shot fading away. Missed it. No good. And the rebound is corralled by Hunter Berry. Berry with the basketball, and Chris Corver over on the Northwestern bench. He's been there a long time. He says slow it down. What's it got to be for Chris? Probably 25 years here at Northwestern. Shot on the way. Three, good. Three-point bucket for Connor Geddes, and Northwestern leads at 25-21. 7:25 remaining in the first half. Dordt trailing by 4. Danger zone here for the defenders. Got to stay close. Lusher will spot up a three. Got it. Jackson Lusher with his first three-pointer made of the year. Jackson now with 7 points. He's the 7th player to score for the defenders. Dordt trails 25-24. Right side Lefebvre. Lefebvre gives it up, goes high post to Van Kalsbeek, guarded by Fairclough. Van Kalsbeek sizes it up, fires it back outside to Geddes. Geddes gets a step, lays it up, right hand good. Connor Geddes with 5. Dordt trails 27-24. Rankin with it out front, Fairclough. Fairclough, top of the key, swings it left side, Lusher. Lusher with the basketball, Rankin. Rankin with it, Hargens. Hargens with it, Fairclough. Fairclough goes back over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen step back triple, missed it, no good, and I believe Lucas still looking for his first field goal of the day. Lucas Lorenzen so far 0 of 6 from the field, 0 for 3 on threes. Dordt 40% as a team, Northwestern 52%. Dordt has made 4 threes though, one by 4 different players. Shot no good, rebound taken away by Rankin, doesn't have the numbers. Luke into the front court. Rankin comes back over to Fairclough. Fairclough on the wing, back to Rankin. Rankin out front. Rankin back left side, Ben. Ben to Lorenzen. Lucas with the basketball. Lucas Lorenzen cut off. And he is fouled on the play. Foul's going to go on Keaton Mosier. Mosier whistled for the personal. So Mosier whistled for the personal foul. And Northwestern will send new players into the game. And Dordt will inbound left side of the lane as we face the hoop. Pass comes into Kopic. Kopic left corner, nothing there on the baseline. He comes back outside to Milliken. Milliken with it, gives it up. Rankin spots up, 17-footer, another one. Luke Rankin with 8 first half points. He averages 9.7 points a game. The junior from Grimes, Iowa. 5:30 left to go in the first half. Dordt down a point. Alex Van Kalsbeek with the basketball. Puts it on the deck one time. Kicks it out to Caleb Booth. His three off the mark, no good. Haven't needed the shot clock yet tonight. Luke Rankin with the basketball. Rankin fires it back to Lucas. Lucas drives into the lane, hangs in the air. His shot no good, and the rebound is cleared by Northwestern. Well, the law of averages is something has to start falling for Lucas Lorenzen, but they have been guarding him pretty close. He's put up a couple of shots in the paint that have been under heavy duress. Van Kalsbeek kicks it back out to the wing. Three, good. 3-point bucket for Connor Geddes. He's got 8, and the defenders trail 30-26. Northwestern on the defense. Back out front, Fairclough answering top of the key 3. No. Rebound long, taken down by Booth, up and running. Northwestern doesn't have the numbers. Look for the trailer. They give it off to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek waves traffic through, gives it up to Dylan Carlson. Dylan with it at the top of the key. He throws left side, gets it back, now snaps it back into the corner to Geddes. Geddes down to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek one-hand pass back out to Geddes. Three, missed, no good. And the rebound cleared by Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Dordt down 4. Lucas Lorenzen with the basketball, shovels it back outside for Bryce Kopic. Kopic down to the baseline, cut off. Comes back to Rankin. Rankin three off the heel, too strong, no good from the left wing, and the rebound is corralled by Northwestern. Dylan Carlson will walk it up the floor. A fast-moving first half. My goodness, it has not taken long to play this half of basketball. 3:52 remaining. Just 9 fouls total called between the two teams. Neither team has hit the bonus yet. Turnover, Kopic comes away with a steal. Bryce Kopic with the basketball. Kopic driving in, and Kopic unable to finish, but a foul called on the play against Keaton Mosier. That's number 2 on him. Well, it was 21-20 at the 10-minute mark. Dordt led. Since that point, Northwestern has outscored Dordt 10-5. So a fast start. We were on pace for 80+, and now it has just kind of settled back. No, we still got 3:40 left to go in the half. Free throw on the way for Bryce, up and good. Bryce Kopic, the senior from Haywarden. He's got 3 points, all from the free throw line. I say a senior from Haywarden, but my understanding is Bryce intends to come back a fifth school year, finish up that engineering degree. Second free throw is up and good, so Kopic makes them both. He's working his way up the all-time scoring list at Dordt. He's got 4 points this evening. Northwestern with a basketball. They go to Mosier. Mosier looking for the backdoor cut. Gets the pass back out front. Carlson. Carlson with a high dribble. Controlled. They throw it into the corner. Right now, Kopic, 5th all-time at Dordt. Shot no good, but Keaton Mosier comes away with a rebound. And Mosier against Van Essen. His shot no good, but a foul on the play called on Ty Van Essen. Thought Ty did a pretty nice job that time of playing straight up, but they called the foul on Ty. That's number 2 on him, the sophomore from Sheldon. And Coach Brian Van Haften kind of saw what I did, and I just thought Van Essen came up, played it straight up. Mosier just ran out of room. Seeing more and more of that on post defense, where once the dribble is picked up, you just body up and don't allow any momentum upward. Second free throw by Mosier is up and good, so Mosier makes them both. Senior from Hull, 6'2" post player. You don't see many of those. And the defenders trail 32-28, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Timeout charge to the Dordt defenders. This time out brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Special thanks to all our Dordt Media Network sponsors. Volink Enterprises Incorporated, building homes for families and businesses in Northwest Iowa since 1962. Let's work together to bring your vision into reality. Volink Enterprises Incorporated. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Van Engelenhoven Agency, your trusted independent insurance agency throughout Northwest Iowa. Contact the Van Engelenhoven Agency Sioux Center advisors Mark Holsoff or Lisa Dykstra.
Dordt trails 32-28. Reminder that our pregame and postgame shows brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. You can visit them at wirelessworld.com. Well, there you see some shots of the Dordt Media Network crew. And we have also some high school students visiting from Beersford. Pass right side, Kopic. Kopic with the basketball. Kopic looking, throws it back out front for Milliken. Milliken gives it back over to Luke Rankin. Rankin to Milliken. Milliken drives in, and he is held on the play. That's going to be foul number 5 on Northwestern. So Dordt not in the bonus yet. I beg your pardon. I was reading the wrong side of the scoreboard. Still trying to get into basketball mode. Football ending this past weekend. That's foul number 8 on Northwestern. So Connor Milliken will shoot a 1-and-1. Free throw is up and good for Milliken. Another one on the way. Editorial comment here. I would not mind it if the men's game went to what the women have in terms of 4 quarters of 10 minutes and also the 2-shot foul situation at 5 fouls in the quarter rather than the 1-and-1s. But that's just me. 32-30. Milliken makes both free throws. 7 points. I didn't know how I'd like the women's game. Like that when the change occurred. Shot by Van Kalsbeek, hangs on the rim, won't fall through. Rebound taken away by the defenders. I have liked that change, though. Really grew to like it. Kopic with the basketball, shakes right, goes left, nothing there. Still with it, muscles it up, and he is fouled on the play. Foul's going to go on Hunter Berry. That's number 2 on him, and Bryce will go to the free throw line, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. So Kopic will go to the free throw line. He will shoot 2. Well, I can start cleaning up some of my papers from the first game. Haven't done that yet. First free throw by Bryce, up and good. Bryce entered today with 1,589 career points. With that made free throw, he's at 1,594. Trying to become the 5th Dordt player to score 1,600 career points. Gene Hospers, 1,627 points. He's 4th all time. With it right side after the made free throws by Kopic. Lefebvre from the right corner, and Zach Lefebvre with the 3. He's got 5. And that unlocks the tie. Dordt had tied it momentarily at 32 all. Comes back over to Ty Van Essen. Another 3, splash. Ty Van Essen with his 2nd 3, and the defenders knotted at 35 all, 1:57 remaining. Pass comes right side, Lefebvre. Lefebvre with it. Lefebvre gives it up to Gaddis. Gaddis with it. Gaddis, Lefebvre. Lefebvre drives in, lost it. And Lusher unable to maintain control of it. I thought maybe Lefebvre traveled with it, but maybe the old, if you don't possess it, you can't get called for traveling. So the basketball to Northwestern with it right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Hunter Berry. Berry throwing it in. Berry looking. Hunter Berry gives it to Zach Lefebvre. Lefebvre working against Lusher. Throws it into the corner. Carlson fading away. Tough 3. No good. Long rebound though, and it's corralled by Gaddis. Gaddis to Carlson. Carlson puts it up with the right hand. His shot no good, and the rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball. 1:26 remaining in the half. Well, full house on hand for tonight's battle in the duet. Glad you're joining me from wherever you are. Dordt Media Network and on KIHK Radio. Rankin, right side Kopic. We're deadlocked, 35 all, 1:14 remaining. Driving in is Kopic, and Kopic is held on the play by Hunter Berry. That's going to be number 3 on Berry. 35-35 our score. So Kopic, I was mentioning earlier, some names from the past he has passed this season. Austin Kachi, Nathan Rindles, Dave Van Essen, dad of Ty, Logan Kingma. They have all been surpassed by Bryce Kopic as he went over 1,500 career points earlier this season. And he's at currently 1,590 plus. 7th free throw made. Now he's got an 8th one on the way, and Bryce's free throw is up and good. He's got 8 points tonight. Dordt regains the lead, 37-35. Kopic now with 1,597 points. Career. Kelderman with the basketball, right-hand side, Lefebvre. Lefebvre with it, looking down low for Van Kalsbeek. Back out front, Kelderman. Kelderman in between the circles, Kopic. Kopic right side, Lefebvre. 3, no good. Rebound out long. Kelderman loses it. Ball's down on the floor, and a jump ball called. Alternating possession. It'll be Dordt basketball. So Northwestern called that earlier timeout. I thought it was Dordt because of the timing of it, but that was Northwestern utilizing a timeout earlier. That's the only timeout. Man, we have not had many stoppages in play here in the first half. Rankin will inbound the basketball. Now it'll be actually Milliken. And Austin Van Dong on the Dordt bench. Manager coming through with a towel to wipe the perspiration off of the basketball. Dordt leading 37-35. Rankin with the basketball. Shakes right, drives left, cut off, back over to Lusher. Lusher driving in, back over to Ty. Ty Vanessen drives the lane. Finishes with the right hand, no. Shot no good, and stepping in from out of bounds is Connor Geddes. So Geddes ended up with the ball in his lap, and really not much he could do about that. Stepped in from out of bounds. 37-35. While these two gentlemen coaching these two teams have seen a lot of basketball between the two of them. 37-35. Both, I believe, with over 500 career wins. With an out front Rankin, 9-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Shot clock at 7. Comes back to Kopic, sets, fires 3, off the mark, no good. 12 seconds remaining. And Northwestern will hustle it into the front court. Connor Geddes with the basketball, back to Dylan Carlson, and Dordt with a foul to give. Commits a foul out front, forcing Northwestern to inbound the basketball again. So Luke Rankin surrenders a foul. That's situational basketball. That's a coach's son there. Knowing that Dordt had a foul to give, and they still have another foul to give. Now you'd prefer it wasn't someone who's got one already. Ben Fairclaw has one, Luke Rankin has one. Jake Hargens will check in, Connor Milliken will check out. Northwestern looking to inbound, they get it in, and Dordt will foul again, and Jackson Lusher whistled for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on him. So with 4 seconds left now, Northwestern will inbound, and now Northwestern will be in the bonus from here on out. Dylan Carlson inbounding, they go to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek gets around his man, lays it up, good. Alex Van Kalsbeek, 10 points, ties it up 37-37. 37-37 our score at the break. Let's take a 3-minute break on KIHK. And let's take a 1-minute break on the Dordt Media Network, and we'll be back with more right after this. You're listening to KIHK and watching the Dordt Media Network. Back with more Defender basketball right after this.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Thanks, Isabel. It's like we just dig to the bottom of the barrel. It's like Bob Grody's picking the music. Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, where the Dordt Defenders and Northwestern Red Raiders are tied 37-37. Northwestern battled back from an early deficit of 16-11, and Dordt led 21-20 at the 10-minute mark. Northwestern extended their lead to 25-21 and led 32-28 before Dordt scored 4 unanswered to tie it at 32. It was tied again at 35, and it was tied again at 37. And that's where we are at the break. Let's go ahead and run the People's Bank highlights if we've got them on the Dordt Media Network. And the Dordt Defenders so far tonight, 10 of 27 unofficially from the floor, 37%. 5 of 14 from the three-point line for 36%. And 12 of 12 from the free throw line for 100%. For Northwestern, 14 of 32 from the floor. And if we've got those highlights, you can go ahead and run them back in the Dordt Media Network truck. Northwestern, 14 of 32 from the floor, 44%. Connor Milliken got the scoring started. He had a couple of field goals in the first half. He ends up 2 for 2 from the floor and had a total of 7 points. Alex Van Kalsbeek was a matchup issue, and he ends up with 10 first half points, 4 of 7 from the floor. Ty Van Essen knocked down a couple of threes. He was 2 for 2 from the three-point line. Northwestern as a team made 5 3-pointers, and they were able to open things up just a little bit, got some room to work. Connor Geddes came off of the bench and scored 8 points. Zach Lefebvre, who's averaging 10 points per game, he has 5 in the first half. And those are your People's Bank first half highlights. Back to the numbers. Dordt has rebounded Northwestern 18-17. Turnovers, Northwestern with 5. Dordt with 5. Let's take another 3-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of the individual scoring totals for the first half of play right after this 3-minute timeout.
Hello, Dordt University sports fans. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a family or friend of a player or coach, or a fan of the university. Now, these players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has: a game plan. And if these players and coaches are willing to put this much effort into a game, how much more important is a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, and we keep ourselves plenty busy. And even if we have precious free time, most of us don't want to spend it wrangling over financial decisions, reading financial journals, or studying the latest tax legislation. But if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, Money Concepts, the planning firm here in Sioux Center, has been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things in life more important than finances. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media, or schedule an intro meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. We'll help you build your finances on all the things in life more important than finances, while being a good steward of the resources God has entrusted to your care. And check out our Money Concepts Radio podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or on your favorite podcast app, where we dive into the relevant financial planning topics to bring clarity to the often confusing, ever-changing rules of the game in the financial world. Enjoy the rest of the game. And remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money. And go Defenders!
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Joyner and Zvort Dentistry, providing the latest in dental technology in a warm, comfortable, and relaxing environment. And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Individual totals for the Dordt defenders. They are led in scoring in the first half by Luke Rankin with 8 points. Bryce Kopic also with 8 points, all of his coming from the free throw line. 7 points for Connor Milliken, 6 for Ty Van Essen, 3 for Ben Fairclough, 3 for Jackson Lusher, and 2 for Lucas Lorenzen for their total of 37. For Northwestern, Alex Van Kalsbeek leads with 10 points. 8 points for Connor Gaddis, 5 for Zach Lefebvre, 4 for Keaton Mosier, 3 for Hunter Berry, 3 for Caleb Booth, 2 for Dylan Carlson and Craig Sturck for their total of 37 points. For the Northwestern Red Raiders, rebounding, Zach Lefebvre has 5, Connor Gaddis has 3. For the Dordt defenders, 5 for Bryce Kopic, and 3 each for Lucas Lorenzen and Jake Hargens. 3 assists for Luke Rankin tonight, and 1 steal each for Connor Milliken and Bryce Kopic. 2 assists for Alex Van Kalsbeek, 2 for Connor Gaddis, 2 for Hunter Berry, and 2 steals for Craig Sturck. Sturck limited to 5 minutes of playing time in the first half because of 2 quick personal fouls. 37-37 our score. Dordt in front earlier tonight. Dordt women's basketball victorious over Northwestern 81-78. Maddie Jones and Haley Anderson had 18 points each for Northwestern. Molly Shaney had 12 and Maren Nieren had 10 in the loss. For Dordt, they were led by Bailey Beckman and Gracie Schoenhoven with 20 points each. Schoenhoven 9 of 10 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. She also had 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and she hit 2 free throws late in the game to extend the lead from 1 to 3. Nine points for Macy Sievers, 15 for Carly Gustafson to go with 9 rebounds. Janie Schoenhoven, 8 points and 11 rebounds to go along with 2 assists. Defender women are 9-0 and 4-0 in the conference. Northwestern fell to 5-3 and 2-2. Elsewhere in the conference, scores look like this. In the women's games final, Mount Marty over the College of St. Mary, 77-52. Concordia over Midland, 100-64. Dakota Wesleyan over Jamestown, 81-71. Briar Cliff over Morningside, 84-66. And Doane over Hastings, 77-71. Men's play, Concordia 54-39 lead over Midland at halftime. Doane leads Hastings 29-27 at half. Dakota Wesleyan a 42-41 lead on Jamestown. They are in the second half, and Morningside leads Briar Cliff 52-35. That is also at halftime. Women's basketball standings, Briar Cliff, Dordt, and Concordia all remain 4-0 in the league. Dakota Wesleyan and Doane are 3-1. Dordt's next assignment is Doane. That is on Saturday at 2 o'clock. You can hear it here on KIHK. Northwestern is 2-2 in league play, and then you drop off to Jamestown, Morningside, Hastings, Mount Marty, all 1-3. Midland and the College of St. Mary both looking for their first conference wins, yet they're 0-4. Men's conference standings, Morningside and Hastings both 3-0, Northwestern and Briarcliff 2-0, Dordt 2-1, Dakota Wesley and Jamestown and Doane all 1-2, Midland and Mount Marty 0-3, and Concordia 0-2 in men's play. That's a little bit of a surprise there, but they're looking like they're going to get their first win of the conference year tonight as they lead Midland by 15 at halftime. Funny things happen, though. So that is a look around the league at the scoreboard. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half of play from the DeWitt in 1 minute.
In the middle of America, you'll find a city that has it all, giving all it has, where the next chapter of our story is being written by a new generation, bold in their vision, to create a city in the middle of everything, where everyone is welcome, to watch their dreams take flight and come to life through family, friends, and faith, where our streets are safe, business is strong, and our future is bright. Sioux Center. Live life in the middle of everything.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928.
Score, we are at halftime and just about set to begin the second half. And throwing the ball in will be Craig Sturck. And Sturck will inbound. He throws it into the backcourt to Caleb Booth, and Booth will take it across half court. Booth with the basketball, gives it up to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek driving in. Van Kalsbeek, nothing there. Van Kalsbeek now a hook shot, and sooner or later the big fella gets the shot up. He's got a dozen. And the defenders trail 39-37. 39-37, Kopic with the basketball. Bryce gives it back over to Fairclough. Fairclough right side to Rankin. Rankin gets downhill. Kick out pass to Milliken. Milliken three, good. Connor Milliken with the three-point basket. He's got 10, and the defenders lead 40-39. Northwestern basketball, Craig Sturck. Sturck in between the circles. Comes out to Dylan Carlson. Carlson back to Sturck. Sturck shot, forces it up, good. Craig Sturck with 4. And the defenders trail 41-40. Comes back right side Fairclough. Fairclough Kopic. Kopic drives in. Kick out pass Rankin. Rankin, Milliken, another three, good. Connor Milliken with 13 points, and the defender lead is 43-41. 43-41 our score. Caleb Booth passes right side Lefebvre. Lefebvre goes into the corner, gets it underneath, and Alex Van Kalsbeek lays that one up over the lip of the rim, ties it up at 43-43. Fairclough left side it goes to Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to Rankin. Rankin on the right side reverses it back to Fairclough. Fairclough Milliken. Milliken into the lane. Nothing there. Back outside Kopic. Kopic splits the defense. Forces it up. Shot no good by Bryce Kopic. And the rebound is cleared by Northwestern. Northwestern with the basketball. Booth. Booth Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek straight on jumper. Good. He's got 16. 45-43, defenders trailing by a couple. Fairclough with the basketball, gives it up, Lorenzen. Lorenzen back outside, Rankin. Rankin with the basketball, Fairclough. Fairclough to Milliken, and Milliken is fouled on the play. Who's it going to go on? Looks like Lefebvre in all likelihood. Lefebvre. And Zach Lefebvre whistled for the personal foul. That's number 1 on him. Connor Milliken will shoot a couple of free throws. Milliken with 13 points. And misses the first one. He's got another one on the way. His season high, career high, 14 points. He's a freshman from Springfield, Nebraska. His older brother Tanner Milliken, a member of the Dordt football team. Ended up as a student coach this year. Dealt with some health issues earlier this summer. Milliken with 14 points matches his career highs. He makes 1 of 2 free throws. And the defenders are down a point. Northwestern basketball comes to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek, Sturck. Sturck with it back out front. Sturck to Van Kalsbeek. Straight on 3. Rattles it good. He doesn't do that often, but he makes that one. Man, the defenders trail 48-44. Van Kalsbeek knocks down the 3 from straight on. Van Kalsbeek tonight, 8 of 11 from the floor. I think he might have missed his first 3 shots and hasn't missed one since. Lorenzen, back it goes Vanessen. Vanessen kick out pass to Rankin. Rankin free throw line jumper, in and out, no good. For Van Kalsbeek, that's his first made 3 of the year. 1 of 3 now this season. 48-44. He adds that to his repertoire. It's going to be a tough matchup. Back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, left side, Booth. Booth, 3, missed it, no good, and the rebound is cleared by Vanessen. Vanessen with the basketball. Vanessen to Rankin. Rankin gives it up, Vanessen. Vanessen back to Milliken. Milliken, Rankin on the right wing. Rankin goes back to Vanessen, spins at the top of the key, nothing there. Right side it goes Kopic, 10 to shoot. Kopic into the paint, back to Rankin on the drive. Left elbow, cut off. Back to Lorenzen, 5 to shoot. Lucas with it. And Lucas Lorenzen, step back 3, missed it, no good. There for the rebound is Vanessen, and Vanessen trying to draw a foul, and no call coming. They say it's blocked out of bounds. Last touch by Vanessen. It'll be Northwestern basketball. It is physical. And it looked like Vanessen, they might have gotten a blocked shot, but I thought the second defender came over and got him pretty good with the body. Dylan Carlson with it out front. Carlson picks it up, goes left side. Underneath it goes Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek against Vanessen. Van Kalsbeek fires it out, one hand, 3 on the way, good. Caleb Booth with the triple, he's got 6. And Northwestern opens up a 7-point lead, their biggest lead of the game so far, 51-44. Rankin goes right side, Milliken. Milliken to Vanessen. Vanessen drops it off Kopic. Kopic back to Vanessen. Vanessen lost it on the way up, stripped. And coming away with it was Mosier. Mosier hands it off to Carlson, and Carlson walks it into the front court. Dillon with the basketball. Dillon Carlson driving in with the left hand, protects it, lays it up with the right hand from the left side. Good. Dillon Carlson with his first field goal. And Northwestern has outscored Dordt 16-7 to start the second half. Dordt trails 53-44, and there's a timeout on the floor charged to the defenders. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Thanks to these Dordt Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
(53-44), defenders leading by down by 9, 15-15 remaining in the game, and the defenders need to right the ship here. Northwestern right now on a little bit of a run, and the defenders need an answer. Bringing the basketball up is Luke Rankin. Goes high post, intended for Vanessa, and it's kicked away by Zach Lefebvre. Northwestern will play 8, maybe 9 players. They've played 9 tonight because of foul trouble. The defenders, they typically go with 9, and Vanessa tries to fire it over to Lorenzen, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dordt. It'll be Northwestern basketball. So Northwestern gets it on the turnover, and the defenders in the danger zone right here. Dordt's got to get some stops on defense. Dylan Carlson. And Carlson driving in against Luke Rankin, and Rankin's going to be called for the foul. Jake Hargens, Jackson Lusher are in. Luke Rankin and Lucas Lorenzen are out. Ben Fairclough also checking into the ballgame. Ty Vanessen will check out. So Northwestern in the driver's seat. Pass out front, Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek hands it back over to Caleb Booth. Booth with the basketball. Booth will pull the trigger on a 3 and hit it. Booth with 9, and the defenders trail 56-44. 56-44. Goes back over to Fairclough. Fairclough left side to Kopic. Kopic underneath. Kick it out front. Milliken. Milliken misses the 3, and the rebound is cleared by Van Kalsbeek. Well, Northwestern has done a pretty good job of limiting Kopic and Lorenzen, both 10 points total, all of them from the free throw line. Van Kalsbeek gets the pass down low, faces up against Fairclough. He's going to take it into the lane, fading away from 10, no good. Rebound cleared by Lusher. Pass ahead to Kopic. Kopic on the move. Bryce drives in, and a foul on the play called on Dylan Carlson. Carlson whistled for the personal foul, and Bryce will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more free throws. So Kopic with 8 points. Entered the night with 1,589 points, and he's knocking on the door of 1,600 now. So you've got Gene Hospers in 4th at 1627. Luke Reuter, Cool Hand Luke, 3rd, 1793. Trevor Waltersdorf, 1968. And the only player in Dordt history to score over 2,000 points in a career, and 3,000 points for that matter. Greg Manzolan, he's at the top of the heap with 3,104 career points. So Kopic makes both free throws. He's at just a point shy of 1,600 career points now. Craig Sturck, top of the key 3, no good. And the rebound corralled by the defenders and Milliken. Milliken gets it away to Kopic. Kopic for the basketball. Bryce back to Fairclough. Fairclough to Lusher. Lusher back over to Kopic. Kopic at the top of the key, nothing there. Hargens drives in, loses it. It's down on the floor, and a jump ball called. Alternating possession it will be. Northwestern, it'll be Dordt basketball, so Dordt gets the ball back. 56-46, defenders down by 10. Inbounded to Kopic. Kopic with the basketball, pulls up, 3, top of the key, missed it, no good. He's still looking for his first field goal of the night. Kopic, left side, Hargens. Hargens back to Milliken. Milliken, Fairclough. Fairclough, 3, good. Ben Fairclough with the 3. Dordt's 2 post players with a combined 4 3-pointers between them. He's got 3. Ty Vanessen has 2 threes, so both have 2 threes, I should say. Lefebvre with the basketball, passes left side Carlson. Carlson, Lefebvre. Lefebvre into the corner, Booth. Booth with the basketball. Goes out front to Sturck. Sturck gives it up, Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek, jump hook in the lane, good. Alex Van Kalsbeek with 11 second half points, 21 for the ball game. Dordt trails 58-49. Right side Fairclough. Fairclough gives it up Milliken, 12:26 remaining, and a foul on the play called on Zach Lefebvre. And going to the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Connor Milliken. Milliken, 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far. Dordt as a team, 37% from the floor. First free throw up and good. Now, what has surprised me as I did my prep work for this ball game is how good defensively Northwestern has been this year. 63 points per game on average given up. Connor Milliken makes the first, makes the second. He's got a new career high. 16 points for Milliken. Dordt still within striking distance, 58-51, but they got to string some stops together. Left side pass, Carlson against Rankin. Comes back over to Gaddis. Gaddis with the basketball. He's from Harrisburg, South Dakota. Back out front, Barry. Barry three, missed it, no good. And the rebound is controlled. Beg your pardon, that was Booth. Booth unable to knock it down from straight on. Comes over to Rankin. Rankin, Fairclough. Fairclough another three, off the mark, no good. And the rebound controlled by Stirk. Stirk with the basketball. Well, one thing I don't think Dordt can do here is just settle into an up and down game, and you got to muddy it up maybe a little bit, get a little more physical. Then Callsbeat goes to Stirk. Stirk with the basketball. Stirk jump hook, right baseline, no good. And the rebound controlled by Fairclough. He outlets over to Rankin. Rankin right side, Milliken. Milliken three, in and out, no good. Rebound controlled by Northwestern and Van Kalsbeek, and Van Kalsbeek takes away his fifth rebound. Van Kalsbeek 9 of 13 from the deck. He's got 11 points in the second half, 4 twos and a 3. Ball tapped away by Jake Hargens, out of bounds. It'll be Northwestern basketball. 11:09 left to go in the half. And throwing the ball in will be Dylan Carlson. Carlson to trigger it, and Carlson gets the ball inbounded. This is Gaddis. Gaddis right side, Carlson, and Carlson is held on the play. Foul's going to go on Luke Rankin. That's number 3 on him. 11:03 left to go in the game. Rebounding, Dordt has a 25-22 rebounding edge. That surprises me a little bit. Northwestern basketball, Carlson goes to Mosier. Mosier out front, Booth. Booth with the basketball, ball taken away by Rankin. Rankin, one player to beat. He'll drive in with a left hand. Shot no good, but he's fouled on the play by Booth. And Luke Rankin will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Rankin averaging 8 points per ball game. 58-51 our score. And Luke Rankin will shoot 2. First one on the way for Rankin is up and good. Second free throw on the way for Rankin. He's got 9. Trying to narrow this to a 5-point difference. 10:48 left to go in the game. That's in regulation. Second free throw on the way. This one's up and good as well. So Rankin makes them both. Dordt with 3 field goals here in the second half. They're all threes. The rest of their points coming from the free throw line. Dordt trailing by 5, 58-53. Hunter Berry has the basketball. He passes over to Carlson. Carlson drives right side, tries to get a screen. His shot no good from the right baseline. Rebound taken away by the defenders, and Rankin. Rankin with the basketball, and Dylan Carlson's called for the personal foul. It's foul number 2 on Dylan Carlson. And Dordt will inbound the basketball. So Dylan Carlson whistled for the personal foul. He also, I believe, was at Truman State to begin his career. I think he started out in the junior college ranks. Might have been at Kirkwood. The details get a little fuzzy after a while. And I'm telling you, that COVID year, the extra year of eligibility that granted many players, it becomes a challenge to figure out who's on first and what's on second. With it is Hargens. Hargens into the lane, and he's held on the play by Mosier. And Keaton Mosier whistled for the personal foul, and that'll draw the ire of the Northwestern fans. So Dylan Carlson, he's from Ankeny, Iowa. And Dordt inbounding. Rankin gets the ball inbounded to Hargens. Hargens to Lusher. Lusher over the basketball. Oh, he was at Drury, beg your pardon, not Truman State. Drury University in Illinois. No mention of a junior college, so that must be my imagination. Ty Van Essen with the basketball. Van Essen forces up a three as the shot clock set to expire. And Craig Sturck comes away with a rebound. Here comes Northwestern. Raiders have it. Hunter Berry. Berry in between the circles. 9:40 remaining. Go to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek on the right elbow. Van Kalsbeek misses the elbow jumper, and the rebound is controlled by Rankin. Rankin with the basketball on the left-hand side. Luke picks up his dribble, looking. Pass goes to Lorenzen. Lorenzen to Hargens. Hargens throws it away. Intended for Luke Rankin, and the ball goes into the backcourt and through the backcourt and out of bounds by the Northwestern bench. So with 9:19 left to play, this game has got a little bit stagnant. The defenders trailing by 5, so still in it, obviously. It just feels like a little bit out of it. And the Northwestern Red Raiders with the basketball. With it is Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek gives it up. Geddes. Geddes three, top of the key, missed it, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Van Essen. Van Essen over to Lorenzen. Lucas with the basketball down to the baseline, cut off. Back outside it goes Rankin. Rankin gives it up. Kopic. Kopic on the wing. Kopic guarded by Lefebvre. Kopic gives it back over to Van Essen. Van Essen with it right side. Lorenzen. Lorenzen puts it on the deck at the free throw line. 12 to shoot for the defenders. Bryce pull up. 17-footer. Tough shot goes. Bryce Kopic over 1,600 career points now. And the defenders back to within 3 at 58 to 55. 8:30 left to go in regulation. Pass to Lefebvre. Lefebvre, high post, Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek with it on the wing. Van Kalsbeek spins into the lane, nothing there. Kick out pass, 3 on the way is good for Hunter Berry. Berry with 6. That ends the Northwestern drought that saw Dordt score 6 in a row. Took a while to score those 6 as well. Answering is Rankin, 3, rattles, no good. Loose basketball down on the floor, picked up by Northwestern. Craig Sturck with the basketball. Sturck passes right side, Geddes. Geddes with it. And Geddes with it in between the circles. Geddes dribbling. He's got it out front, looking for the backdoor cut. Comes right side, Sturck. Sturck with a dunk. And Craig Sturck fouled on the play by Ty Van Essen. And he'll go to the free throw line to shoot a free throw. Van Essen whistled for his 3rd personal in the process, and Northwestern is now on a 5-0 run pending a free throw. And Dordt's forced to use a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
(63-55), Northwestern leading by 8, and shooting a free throw is Craig Sturck, trying to increase the lead. He sat much of the first half with foul trouble, averaging 13.7 points per game. He's got 7 right now. 3 twos and a free throw, and Northwestern expands the lead back to 9 after Dordt had it at 3, 58-55 with about 9 minutes left to go in regulation. Now we're at 7:30 left to go. Van Essen fires it over to Hargens. Hargens to Kopic. Kopic with the basketball. Bryce with it on the right-hand side. Kopic will pull the trigger, rattles out a 15-footer. And for the defenders, a couple of players that you count on to shoot pretty decent percentages have struggled tonight. Kopic and Lorenzen a combined 1 of 14. Craig Sturck with the basketball. Sturck gives it up, back over to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek with it. Van Kalsbeek back over to Barry. Barry comes back. Barry, three, missed, no good, but a foul on the play called on Jake Hargens. That's going to come on the rebound. So Jake Hargens called for the personal foul. That's foul number 1 on him. Beg your pardon, that's foul number 2. And Northwestern will inbound the basketball. Throwing it in will be Hunter Barry. And Barry to throw it in right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Down into the corner, comes back outside to Craig Sturck. Sturck with the ball. Sturck comes back over to Hunter Barry. Barry on the left wing, picks up his dribble. Goes back over to Connor Geddes. Geddes with it out front. Geddes back to Sturck. Sturck, long three, grazes the front iron. Rebound cleared by Rankin. Dordt's got to make up some points now. Pass goes to Milliken. Milliken back over to Rankin. Rankin, Lorenzen. Lorenzen decides against the three. Throws it into the corner for Milliken. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Dordt. It'll be Northwestern basketball on the turnover. Dordt has committed 10 turnovers. Northwestern has committed 6 so far. Well, you haven't always been able to say that about Northwestern. The defense has been really good. Previous seasons, sometimes you'd say simply they outscored people. This year, they have done a pretty good job defensively, allowing just 63 points per game. Shot on the way, three is up and good for Connor Geddes. Geddes with 11, and the defenders trail 67-55, need an answer. Comes back over to Rankin. Rankin to Fairclough. Fairclough with it out front, guarded by Sturck. Sturck to Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Lucas driving in. Lucas Lorenzen off of the bounce. His shot good, and that's the first field goal of the day for Lorenzen. And the defenders trail 67-57. A timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Get ready to power up your projects with equipment rentals from Rental. From heavy-duty machinery to the latest power tools, they've got the gear to make your projects a success. Visit them online at rental.com or call 712-722-3928. Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. At NewTek, they don't just sell equipment, they deliver performance, reliability, and innovation. Their team of experts is there to guide you every step of the way, ensuring you find the perfect equipment for your needs.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner & Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com. Leading you home.
67-57, Dordt down 10 with 5:53 remaining. So the defenders using a timeout, down 10, and Northwestern will have the basketball. Northwestern is in the driver's seat. Craig Sturck inbounding. He gets it into Hunter Barry. And Hunter Barry will bring it up the right sideline. He passes back over to Connor Geddes. Geddes backdoor cut, gives it away to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek with a reverse dunk. Van Kalsbeek now with 13, and the defenders trail by a dozen. 69-57 our score. Left side pass, Rankin. Rankin to Lorenzen. Lorenzen driving with the right hand, and we've got a foul called, trying to fight over the screen. That's going to go on Geddes. Geddes whistled for foul number 1. And Dordt will shoot the bonus here. Lucas Lorenzen a 1-1. Lorenzen a 75% free throw shooter. So the free throw on the way for Lorenzen. This one's up and no good. Kind of been that type of night. Northwestern up by a dozen. Bringing it across the timeline, they get it to Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek to Barry, and it's taken away. Here comes Rankin on the fly. Rankin to Milliken. Milliken drives with the right hand floater from 10 straight on. Missed it, no good. Sturt comes away with it. He saves it back into Barry. Barry left side Geddes. Geddes 3, no good. Rebound Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. Northwestern has always had a man back on defense. Have not allowed Dordt many open and many transition basket opportunities. Fairclough 3 from the right wing is short, no good. It bounces out of bounds. Last touch by Dordt. It'll be Northwestern basketball. Northwestern inbounding the basketball. And the throw over the top. This is Connor Geddes. Geddes with it on the wing. Geddes gets it back over to Barry. Barry with it in between the circles. Barry gets it back. Ball deflected, taken away by Kopic, and Kopic lost it. I'm not sure there was a change in possession there. Shot clock is at 29. And I'm going to guess they're going to say there was a change of possession. I'd be shocked if they didn't. But it appears that they are going to recall it back to 14. So there you go. I was wrong. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Timeout charged to Northwestern. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313. Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
Northwestern gets the ball to Connor Geddes on the inbounds. Geddes finishes 71-57 our score. Goes into Milliken, and Milliken is fouled on the way up. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot a couple. Well, a astute listener, at least helping me out, knowing and reassuring me that I haven't completely lost my mind. Dylan Carlson did spend time at a junior college. That was at Iowa Lakes in Esterville. First free throw on the way is up and good for Milliken. Milliken adding to his career-high day, 17 points so far. Scored a ton of points at Springfield, Nebraska, and is averaging just a shade under double figures so far this season, 8.6 points per game. He makes both free throws. Dordt down a dozen, 71-59. So Northwestern with the basketball. Brian Weedy, the Northwestern baseball coach, helping me out with that Dylan Carlson bio information. Pass goes right side, and we've got a foul called away from the ball. That's going to go on Lusher. Lusher fighting for position with Alex Van Kalsbeek, and Van Kalsbeek gets fouled on the play. Northwestern inbounding. This will be Hunter Berry. Berry right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Berry looking, still looking, throws it in and gets it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre to Geddes. Geddes with it on the wing. Geddes with the dribble. Down to the baseline. Step back, and Geddes. Pretty easy right now. 15 points for Northwestern. Dordt leads 73-59. Geddes with 15, a 14-point lead for Northwestern. And the defenders held to a season low 59 points at this point. Lucas Lorenz in a jumper from the baseline. His second field goal of the day. He's got 6. Dordt lead trails 73-61. Northwestern basketball. This is Geddes. Geddes across the timeline. Geddes averaging 2.3 points per game, but He's got 15. How often do we see that in this rivalry, though, where a player with averaging just a couple of points a game comes up big? Geddes has been that player tonight. Geddes, a step back three, good. Geddes now with 18. That's a season high, easily a season high. His previous was 7. Kopic to Lusher. Lusher with the basketball. Dordt trailing 76-61. 3 from the right corner by Rankin, no good. And the foul called on Milliken in the backcourt as he tries to swipe it away from Craig Sturck. And inbounding the basketball, length of the floor in front of them, Connor Geddes. Northwestern with a 15-point lead, 76-61. Hargens will check in. Lorenzen will check out. Dordt, 34% from the deck today. Northwestern, 52%. And you don't have to look too much further. Craig Sturck pass over the top. He tracks it down near the three-point circle. 2:20 and counting. Northwestern's going to use the clock here. They lead by 15, and I don't think Dort's going to play the foul game here. Right side it goes Lefebvre. Lefebvre to Sturck. Sturck left side. Sturck down low, kick out Lefebvre. Lefebvre back to Sturck. Sturck another three. And when the pressure is off, the basket gets really big. Three-pointer on the other end by Luke Rankin. Rankin with 13. And the defenders trail 79-64 as the teams trade three-point baskets. Pass over the top, Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek, Lefebvre. Lefebvre, two-point bucket. He's got 7. 81-64. 17-point advantage for Northwestern. Bryce Kopic will pull the trigger on a three, no good. Rebound Lefebvre, 90 seconds left, and Northwestern will walk it up. Northwestern will walk it into the front court, and they're going to come away with a win today. They're going to remain undefeated. They're going to go to 7-0 overall, 3-0 in the conference. Dort's going to drop their second in a row. They're going to go to 7-3. Sturck drives in, and Jackson Lusher is going to be called for a hold. (81-64) our score. And Craig Sturck will go to the free throw line. And Sturck will shoot 2. First one on the way is up, no good. That one's off the heel. Another one on the way. .111 left to go. Bryce Kopic will check out of the ball game. Xavier Van Beek will check in. Shane Hogsma also checks in with 71 seconds remaining. Second free throw by Sturck, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Hargens. Outlets over to Milliken. So 81-64, the score remains. Milliken driving in, and Milliken is held on the play by Geddes. Geddes called for foul number 2. And Connor Milliken will shoot a pair of free throws. Milliken with 11 points in the second half. The defenders have been held to 27 points here in the second half. I think at 28 as Milliken makes the first free throw. Another one on the way for Connor Milliken. 81-65, second free throw coming. And that one's up and through, so Milliken makes both free throws. And the defenders trail 81-66. Keaton Mosier with the basketball, takes it across the timeline. And Mosier will set the offense. They can dribble it out to about the 40-second mark. He'll drive in, puts it up with the left hand, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Hogsma. Hogsma over to Milliken. Milliken ahead to Hargens, and it's taken back on the steal by Hunter Berry. Berry with the basketball across half court, 10-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Mosier back right side to Geddes. Geddes with it. And Geddes will dribble it out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Geddes with it on the right wing. Geddes will drive in, lays it up, and missed it, no good. But there for the tap in is Keaton Mosier. Mosier with 6. 83-66, 10 seconds remaining. Milliken right side Lusher. Lusher spins into the lane. And Jackson Lusher's shot no good. Van Beek picks it up. His three at the horn, no good. And that's your final. Northwestern 83, Dordt 66. The Dordt defenders now 7-3, 2-2. Northwestern 7-0 and 3-0. Stay tuned. The Wireless World post-game wrap-up comes up next. You're listening to Dordt basketball on KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Back with the wrap-up in 3 minutes.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Today's broadcast brought to you by the Grain House in Hull. They have amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and more. With a big city feel located only 10 minutes away in Sioux Center, they have a second location opening next year in Sanborn. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction, Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Beaver Eye Care, serving Sioux Center and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Come see Dr. Paul Beaver, Dr. Dan Klausing, or Dr. Reese Beaver for all your comprehensive eye care needs. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
As we take a look at the Wireless World post-game wrap, the Dordt defenders lose by a final of 83-66 in men's basketball action. And let's go ahead and roll those People's Bank highlights. And let's take a look at them now. The Dordt defenders in this one led briefly in the second half, 43-41. It was tied 43-43. Lucas Lorenzen had a couple of field goals. That was his second He had 2 field goals in the second half. He was limited today, came in averaging 21.7 points per game. Dordt had a difficult time containing Alex Van Kalsbeek. Van Kalsbeek ended up with 23. A couple of them on a reverse dunk, and Northwestern wins it 83-66. Here are the numbers. The defenders tonight, 17 of 50 from the floor, 34%, 9 of 29 on threes, 31%. 29 of their 50 shots were from the arc, so Northwestern pretty good job of bottling things up, jamming it up inside. Dordt did convert from the free throw line, 23 of 25, but they unable to keep up with Northwestern in the second half. Northwestern 33 of 63 from the floor, 52%, 12 for 30 from the arc, 40%, 12 for 30, 12 for, I beg your pardon, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 71%, easy for me to say. Dordt 33-32, the rebounding edge. Turnovers, Dordt 11 and Northwestern 7. Individually, Connor Milliken led with a career-high 20 points today. 4 of 8 from the floor, 9 for 10 from the free throw line. 13 points for Luke Rankin. 12 points for Bryce Kopic, 6 each for Lucas Lorenzen, Ben Fairclaw, and Ty Van Essen. 3 points for Jackson Lusher. For Northwestern, Alex Van Kalsbeek, 23 points. Caleb Booth ends up with 9. Craig Sturck has 10. 4 for Dylan Carlson, 7 for Zach Lefebvre, 18 for Connor Geddes off of the bench. Hunter Berry ends up with 6, and Keaton Mosier has 6 as well. Rebounding, Dordt, Jake Hargens had 6, 5 each for Bryce Kopic and Luke Rankin. 4 for Ben Fairclaw, 5 assists for Luke Rankin, 2 for Connor Milliken. For Northwestern, Zach Lefebvre had 11 rebounds, and Northwestern got 5 assists from Alex Van Kalsbeek. So Van Kalsbeek, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists this evening. And there are the game stats for you, Coach Van Haften. And Coach Brian Van Haften takes a seat beside me as we take a look at the Wireless World post-game show. Tough one tonight, Coach. 37-37 at halftime. Was close, 45-44, about 5 minutes into the second half. Northwestern made pretty stout defensively tonight and got to the free throw line. Some good things happened, but offensively, Northwestern made life pretty difficult tonight for your team.
Yeah, well, we just didn't score the basketball. We can't shoot 34% from the field. I mean, so it really comes down to, I thought Connor Milliken had a great game tonight. I thought he played really well, and we just got to get some of the other guys to step up and get it done. And we got a young team, and we'll be a team that gets better and better as the season goes forward. And maybe we're not that young, but we're inexperienced, and we will keep growing and keep getting a little bit better. But we got a big one on Saturday, and we're looking forward to that game.
Yeah, it's bounce back time simply because you go on the road. You're playing Doane. You're a little bit wounded right now, and got to figure some things out. Got to play. Got to keep learning and moving through the season.
Yeah, you know, Mike, I don't know if we're wounded or not. I think we're a team that. Bottom line is the last 2 games we played 2 teams that have a lot of experience and are really good basketball teams. And, we competed well for one half in each of those games. And so we just got to keep growing a little bit for that second half. And so, maybe from a coaching standpoint, we have to do a little bit better job of getting the guys ready to go for the second half. And so we'll do a better job with that. But, these guys are great leaders. They're winners. And we will continue to bounce back, and our guys are going to be just fine, and we're looking forward to getting ready for Doane starting tomorrow.
I don't have much more to add on this one, Coach. I will let you go, and we'll see you on the trip to Crete on Saturday.
Sounds great, Mike. Thanks for all you do, and appreciate it. And it was a really nice night for Ross Dalma to be recognized. Ross did a really nice job here, and we just have a bunch of kids here on this campus that are successful people on and off the floor, and we owe Ross a lot of that. So, and thank you too, Mike, for all you do.
Yep, thank you, Coach, and we will see you down in Crete on Saturday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
That's Coach Brian Van Haften, and let's take a look at the scoreboard from the conference tonight. Concordia gets their first win of the conference year, 104-86 over Midland. Hastings, a 12-point winner over Doane, 65-53. Dakota Wesleyan, 2 points better than Jamestown at the Corn Palace, 91-89. And Morningside, a winner over Briar Cliff by a final of 97-80. And you couple that with Northwestern's win over Dordt tonight, 83-66. Here's how the conference standings shape up. Morningside and Hastings are both 4-0. Northwestern is 3-0. Briar Cliff is 2-1. Dordt and Dakota Wesleyan both 2-2. Jamestown and Doane 1-3. Concordia 1-2. Mount Marty 0-3. They didn't play in the league tonight. And Midland is 0-4. Women's play earlier tonight. Dordt defeated Northwestern by a final of 81-78. The Defender women improved to 4-0 overall, 9-0 in the conference. I believe that's going to do it, so we roll the credits. Say thank you to the Dordt Media Network crew and Rich Lodewijk, the coach, if you will, of that team. Also a thank you to Carson Schubert back at the KIHK studios, Sioux County Radio. Really appreciate this partnership that we've been able to develop. And also would be remiss without saying, hey, our stat crew did a bang-up job tonight. Jeff Sager, he had other commitments this evening. He's the regular. And Megan Vanderkoy and our student staff who've trained diligently over the past several weeks. Bang-up job. And thank you to them for that work this evening. So that's going to do it for our broadcast from the DeWitt Gym. For all of those folks, I'm Mike Biker. Have a good evening.